And welcome back. We're picking up where we left off last time in Shadow Empire on Fontus. Some more aliens, Mayhem. We're on round 132. Over the end turn, we killed 200 infantry and 100 walkers. We got 7 decisions awaiting us, as well as a bunch of expansion. One of our contracts is expiring, that's fine. We just replaced it with a far better one. We've discovered rocket launchers, which is good. Okay. Instant to the library. We'll just take the unrest.
Yes, sir.
I think this is fine.
Affirmative.
Designs. I think we are going to design a rocket launcher, so we can find out what's behind it. So we got double diesel engine we can run on these things. I think right now against what we're fighting, we probably want medium rockets. So we can run some armor on this. And we could run polymer armor. Let's think about 50mm polymer armor, run something like that.
Order received.
Operationalizing some oobs. We can do mechanized siege. We could do RPG. Guess we... Oh, well, if we got light armor grenadier. What I would like to see is grenadier, or just regular grenadier. Which I don't think we've rolled yet. Or siege grenadier, or motorized siege grenadier. No, we'll grab mechanized light infantry. They're offering an advisor. I don't really want to pay that, so I'm going to say no, thank you.
Aye, aye.
City level up. We're being blackmailed again. We'll just say yes.
Sir, yes, sir.
And I do need some money, so let's efficiency drive some money out of thin air.
Roger that.
Just saying Shadow Empire, How did you get the workers' morale to 100%? I've had them somewhere around 64%. They're leaving the city. It depends. So this guy's not 75%, for example. These are at 27. Although this is a really small new town that we've actually taken for someone else. 31, 40. In the capital, where we're paying them adequately, they're quite happy. Right now, the civilian per capita income from the civilians is 0.05. We're actually paying 0.05 to the workers as well. But it's a combination of the quality of life. It's going to give me a breakdown on what the modifiers are right now. We obviously have no hunger. It's not because it hasn't changed. It's a little less helpful for the moment here. The trick is to make sure that the bonuses are bigger than the drains. Right, so keeping them that high is usually not too high. Basically zone quality of life. They want it higher than the average. They want their pay to be higher than the civilian pay. And otherwise it's otherwise derivative to the normal. But yeah, here I think it's the quality of life that's keeping it up. And to be fair, having the pay higher than the civilian pay is a plus bonus, right? So equal to, which is what it is plus 0. So it just means that I have no drawbacks right now pulling it down. We're probably about to, because I've just gained 24 in rest. So it's probably about to go down a bit. But it's at 0 there for the moment. The bottlenecks are probably, yeah, bottlenecking in here. Although this might clear up over time. And the other bottleneck is probably still over here. Hoping the rail would fix it. Looks like the rail hasn't fixed it. Yeah, a lot of rail. I don't know if How do you get such a low salary? So the salary for the civilian sector, how to describe how that gets generated. So it's the private income divided, I believe, by the private population, is where that comes from. So if your private sector is making a lot of money, then the private income will be bigger, and it's proportional to the population. So the more people you have, the lower the private salary. More civilians. So that's one reason not to necessarily hire all the way up to full employment is if you have overemployment where you've got more jobs than people, the private sector salary goes up. What's my taxes? The taxes, if we go to Treasury Flow, we got 50% sales tax, and we got 20% income tax. Most of the zones that aren't happy are zones we've conquered right now. So this is a conquered zone, the port here. This is a conquered zone, the port there, and this is a conquered zone, the port there. The rest of my zones are reasonably happy, although I'm occasionally having problems with the workers because I'm not microing the worker salary. So in our colonies where our quality of life is a little low, we're having a little bit of problems keeping the workers happy. Everywhere else, the HQ home city is got reasonably high quality of life. These were previous minor factions, so they're fairly large cities, so they've got reasonably high quality of life. They were able to build that up. Again, minor city or minor nation. We're working diplomacy to bring that minor nation in. So they have the quality of life. That's one of the reasons why they're happy. Oops.
Requesting backup.
Quality of life. So the workers care about the culture score, in particular the quality of life score, which is under culture here. They want the city they're living in to be at or above the national average. So the cities that are large, comparatively speaking, also happen to have a fairly decent civilian economy. So they've been building civilian sort of cultural buildings, so health, enforcement, that sort of stuff. Security, I think is what it's called. Yeah, health, security, education, and entertainment. That raises the culture score, which also happens to be known as the quality of life score, right? So this number, which is the health, security, education, entertainment points, divided by the zone level, with half being average, half being the lowest, then get summed up in a quality of life score. So your workers care about, basically they want to live with places with amenities. A good way to think about it, right? So if you've got a city with good amenities, they will be happy there. So the capital has good amenities, these two cities have good amenities. Your civ score, and they're not happy. So they care about the average, right? So if everywhere is 10, they don't. This is why we've kind of got sort of both happy cities and unhappy cities, right? The happy cities, the workers are happy because the quality of life is above average. The unhappy cities, the quality of life is below average, which is making the workers grumpy. All right, so this place we're getting -2 from the quality of life being below average. It's stable right now because it's getting +1 from a charismatic union chief event, +1 from remuneration. Right, so arguably, if I wanted these guys to be happier, I'd have to pay them more. Same sort of thing here. If I wanted them to be happier, I'd have to pay them more because they don't like the qual. But But yeah, it's different from average. So you get into a sort of you can get into a struggle where your unhappy cities are unhappy because you don't have the quality of life, but you're having struggling trying to get the quality of life there because you don't have any workers that want to work. Yeah. So I think we want the rail station here to be upgraded. I need more throughput.
Roger
Expand
that.
that truck station and that rail station.
Roger that.
Also going to come in here and nationalize the transport hub. That should help. We'll try rolling to integrate these guys in the next turn, I think. Got these guys in circle, but we haven't got the reinforcements up yet. Waiting for those guys to be delivered. That's probably where the bottleneck is coming from, is probably got partially where the bottleneck is coming from, is delivery to reinforcements up to the troops up here. A bit of a shame. I think your truck hub capped. Yeah, the truck station is capped at 2 until I get the city level expanded. It's saying I have to get it to 3. I think it's... The cap is actually city level times 2 for the truck stations. So level 1 zones obviously you'll get that many. Could throw more colonists there to try to get that fixed, but I think we want to get the government workers places elsewhere. We need them. I need them over here as well.
Sir, yes, sir.
Then construction, railhead's done, railhead's done. Just queued up some new stuff. We're not frozen up there at the moment. Gotta wait until the north freezes. To 20.9 victory score, and then tech-wise, 78 on missiles, 75 on deep core. And I think yeah, we got you back to blackmailing peace. Okay. Oh, I suppose the question is, have we opened contact with you yet? We negotiated peace, but did we open contact? We have not opened contact.
Sir,
Open
yes,
contact.
sir.
There we go.
Roger that.
But yeah, there's a couple different ways to raise worker happiness. Oftentimes the trick is not to let it get low. They don't like danger, they don't like unrest, they like everything that they don't like everything the civilians don't like, right? So we're getting suppressed here due to issues of food being delivered, issues with remuneration, or no, they're getting buffed from remuneration. Quality of life unrest, probably occasionally the danger, a whole bunch of stuff. I'd show you some of the good cards for dealing with it. If we had those cards. In this playthrough, we're running enforcement. Enforcement isn't particularly great for dealing with unhappy workers, which is partially why we're struggling with some unhappy workers. getting attacked by some of the wildlife, holding up against the wildlife, so not too much of a problem there. They're attacking us. We actually failed to keep them encircled. Background us. We killed 400 infantry with the intern. We kill the cost of 800 of ours. It's around 133. Yeah, there's all sorts of different ways to mitigate it. Another good one is you can, if you've researched housing, you can build worker housing, which provides a flat happiness bonus per turn, proportional to the amount of workers are actually housed by the building. And that can be a pretty good way to do it. Of course, we haven't rolled it in this game. Another one is like worker privileges, which moves happiness from the civilian population to the workers.
Roger that.
That I think comes up if you're mined. That might be a mine card. Or is that government? And then you can always bribe the, depending on what profiles you're going, right? So, commerce, you can give money to the people. I think that gives happiness to the workers as well. Trying to think about where the card I'm thinking of comes from. Governor Convention, that's not it. Yeah, there's a couple different ways to keep them happy. Another one is if you can get the quality of life just up in the zone. One good way to get the quality of life in the zone is if you're going commerce, you can just do a lot of private investment cards so they get the private economy going real strong. We're doing enforcement. Enforcement is not necessarily the best one for dealing with worker happiness problems.
Yes, sir. Yes, sir.
Pay you off.
Sir, yes, sir.
Okay, and here we need more workers. One of the Twitch is having problems with their worker happiness and their workers quitting. So, for example, that's kind of what we're having here. Is we're having problems with because the worker happiness is below 50. If they're below 50, they can just outright quit. If it's over 50, they may migrate, which can also happen. And then they tend to migrate away from places with low quality of living, quality of life scores to places with high quality of life scores, which can result in awkward situations where you get retrograde colonization, right? You're trying to say, I'm trying to colonize a place, and they leave the colony and go back to the place you took them from. I've definitely had that struggle before. And I think the AI has that struggle as well, so you're not alone if you're having struggles with that. I think that's one of the main struggles the AI has in this game, is its main way of expanding its colonization into empty territory. And it can have problems with the colonists going the wrong direction. If you want people to look at your save file, like post it publicly on the Reddit forum for the game. I'll sometimes look at publicly posted save files like that, especially if people are asking for it on the Reddit. That way you can get feedback from more than just me. Again, there's certain problems I'm not necessarily the best at. I'm sort of the best at sort of muddling through it. Which isn't necessarily the solution to everyone's problems. Okay, so we got those guys surrendered, so the question is, can I get enough professional troops up to have the firepower to get them to surrender? And to be fair, with a lot of the happiness stuff, is also slow burn. Like, if you're taking like a -1 every turn, that's not often that bad, but if you let that get out of hand, it can become a problem. think we still have a bottleneck issue here. Although the rails has moved to the other side. Okay, so these guys up here are starting to do what they need to do. That's good. So if anything, I'm actually having problems over back in this area, which again isn't super surprising. Yeah, because right now we're trying to do everything with rail. I wouldn't be surprised if we're at the action point limit on the rail. Just over the action point limit. 116 out of 115 on the rail. And the rail is here. So yeah, we're taking efficacy, efficiency problems there. Action point. So the real solution is probably the truck station in here. That means I need to start out getting these colonies happy, so they stop having the workers quit.
Roger that.
Oh, and if we're working on that rail solution, let's give it another turn, let the rail solution complete. Next 2 more turns. 2 more turns, we'll get the rail solution complete, and we'll roll to integrate these guys. Demands otherwise. Enforcement gets us good 71. Okay. Not too hard.
Sir, yes, sir.
Shadow Diplomat.
Sir,
Technical
yes, sir.
Affairs. Shadow Diplomat. The Advisor.
Sir, yes, sir.
Offer protection here on you.
Sir, yes, sir.
Failing. Failure is acceptable. We wanted to roll it high enough that we had only failure chance and not critical failure chance, which is what we did. And the problems we're having down here is logistical. Otherwise, I could raise another brigade or two if I needed more force. Ah, and the marshes in the north are finally frozen, so I can seal the road. There we go. We'll seal that one as well. Okay, maybe lose a little bit too much industry on that, but that's at least sealed most of our northern-ish roads. Improving the road quality will help with the logistics shipping around on them. Looks like the northern areas are defrosting, which is fine. So I wanted to build the roads, or seal the roads at that time, because it's easier to seal them when they're frozen over. Around 134, we have 14 decisions, lots of decisions to be made. Research in missiles is complete. Deep core mining is complete, so that's 2 of the decisions. What to do after that? We're doing pro-fist, so we'll discipline the leader. Get some more fist.
Yes, sir.
Probably fine as far as the national budget's concerned. I want the quality of life, the zones to go up. We'll agree
Yes,
to
sir.
that because it's probably going to passively happen.
Yes, sir.
No. Military tech. I'm leaning towards the charge cows. Although if I want more variety in the discovery, it would probably be heavy guided. Although, more variety is going to make it harder to discover the things that I already can discover. Most notably, heavy combat armor. Yeah, I should probably do the Gauss.
Understood.
And then here, probably want to work on machinery techs. We don't need synthetic fuel because we can do the same thing with deep core. I don't think we need the water, but we might as well do water purification.
Copy that.
Yes, sir.
Given to some of the demands. Given to some of the demands. Given to some of the demands. Democracy makes minor problems with the civilians easy to deal with. We just pay them to not be a problem.
Roger that.
Eternity movement. I'm going to say no to you.
Sir, yes, sir.
We're not doing mind or merit. Schedule a meeting with the aliens. This is mainly to get their relationship up. We also would like to know their language, so we'll ask if they will help us learn their language. They offer to help us. We're actually going to tell them no, because if we accept any of their help, their relations go down.
Sir, yes, sir.
We need more workers here. We're losing 300 or so of them. Well, 500 of them migrating away, and then the place is able to hire up 200 short. We'd prefer they not migrate away, but
Sir, yes, sir.
the first solution is get the construction sector working quickly on existing stuff. I was really desperate to fix things. I technically have all the quality of life buildings, so I could just slam the 4 quality of life buildings in. Which would fix the quality of life problem, and they'd start getting happy from that. But I don't want that to really be the solution. Although it may have to be the solution. Okay, I think the ball neck is finally cleared up. Yeah, the ball neck is finally cleared up. So our troops have got their supplies and their replacements. Everything has been blurred. Cool.
See you on the other side.
Fish monsters. That was ineffective. We lost 2 subunits. Killed 0 fish monsters. Yeah, they're 11 feet tall aquatic sea monsters that are currently on land. The sea worm. Yeah, it's sort of what we're dealing with over here as well. Okay, let's have the professional troops try to clear this pocket. I think the guys we got in this pocket are easier than the ones in the other.
Yes, sir. We're going in.
Yeah.
Mission accomplished.
We lost 2 subunits, got rid of 29 of the wildlife. Unknown odds. Yeah, that's not good odds. Let's not take unknown odds. We don't lose every last professional troop going in. Okay, so that's the recruiting. Do we still have bottlenecking down here? Yeah, it's on the rail line. So we'll wait at least until the rail expansion is complete. Drug station being done is good. That'll help with the shipment as well. Are there any other important roads I'd like to seal? Oh, I'm thinking about it. We do have a truck station there that's probably doing the local deployments, and yeah, so we don't. They're all gonna be, but then easily it's 10 hexes out, right? So the whole zone's at the 10, so we don't need to seal those roads. Up here, we've ever got things sealed except for this little split road here that we're actually going to tear out later. So leave that unsealed. Leave those unsealed. Yeah, so I think we've caught up on the roads. Okay. So the next thing to do is Rifle 3's mass upgrade to Rifle 4's SHQ. How many can I afford? Not all of them. Although we have the logistics to deploy to all of them anyway. Oh, how much construction do I need for my ongoing construction? Rail station. So I need to hold on about 280 industry. Everything else can go into rifles. Okay, so that would be obviously everything. Drop by 200, so that'd be 810. 210, then you drop another 70, so about 730. There we go.
Yes, sir.
And all of that was deployable. Okay, so all those upgrades have been deployed. Although the unit I was clicking on to do that was not one of the ones I got upgraded. Fair enough. Then we cycle the turn unless there's more diplomacy I want to get off. And we do want to try to protectorate you.
Sir, yes, sir.
This is not likely to succeed, but we're gonna roll it. Like 10% chance of success?
Sir, yes, sir.
Yeah. So we didn't roll the 10%. Notably, we didn't roll the 40% chance of critical failure, so could have definitely been worse. And that was the risk on that, is we'd hit one of the critical failure rolls. Reserve pool here, we got a couple terrible people.
Roger that.
Thank you for leaving my employ. Camp 2, we might hold them to Cap 2 people, because, yeah, they're terrible, but
Roger that.
it's better to have some terrible people than an empty. An empty chair is minus 50%. Empty chairs are bad. As far as I got... Oh, I got a lot of scrap points. Sorry, this may be a bit loud. It's usually loud on my end. Don't know why the volume on this doesn't scale well with everything else today. Because yeah, from like audio level, I don't have the audio up very high, and that's real loud. It might be on the sound FFX, and it's just not well balanced with the rest of the sound FFX. But for whatever that is loud to me. So we got a bunch of cards. Not all those cards are necessarily useful. Let's do a quick pass through. I think they would all be in Nation and Zone. Might be a couple leader ones. Meritocratic, that's not the type we're doing, so we'll scrap you. Vicious is fine. Emotional, I believe that's Heart, so I'm going to dump you. They're going to enforce Ambitious. Ambitious is fine. Oh, Ambitious Pothead. Might want to get rid of him because he's a pothead, not because he's ambitious. Feeling is Heart, so we're going to scrap you. Feeling is Heart, we're going to scrap you. We're not doing mines, so we're scrapping you. We are doing enforcements, we'll keep those. Democracy's fine. Feeling, we're scrapping. Oh, I do like light industry. We're going to hold on that just because that's light industry. Autocratic parks. Now, thinking. Nope. Interesting. You're not seeing the pop-up. Unhandled exception has occurred in the application. Click continue the application. Ignore the error. And continue. Okay, so one of the assets didn't load properly is what that's saying. Okay, just continue. If the game will let me continue. No, didn't load one of the assets. So it didn't undo the scrap mode correctly here. Not sure what caused that bug. We may need to do a quick reset if it doesn't fix itself in a moment. Okay, I'm gonna have to reload. Ooh, shame. That means we're gonna lose the end turn there. We'll be back. Okay, sorry YouTube. We did have a proper crash out there. I wasn't able to get it working again. So we're gonna have to load from the autosave at the end of round 133. So we're gonna have to rewatch the end turn. RNG may result in a slightly different outcome, and we'll have to do a couple. We did do most of that turn actually. We're getting pretty close to the end of that turn. So a little bit of an unfortunate crash site for that. Under the Missile Joe is saying, how goes the Empire? It's going pretty well. We did just actually have a crash. Think we just scrapped something in the scrap mode. And one of the assets unloading the scrap mode made the game stick. So we had to do a quick reload. We're basically reloading to the previous turn's autosave when we did the end turn. So the game as far as the meta 133 turns or so into the game is going pretty well. We're in first place, although we're not so far ahead in first place that we're guaranteed to win. There's still quite a bit of the game ahead of us, but the game is going reasonably well. The fact that we're in first place is probably a good sign the game is going well at this point. But in the near locality to what we're talking about, the game just crashed, so we're having to redo a turn basically. We're pretty close to the end of that turn, but we hadn't actually ended the turn, and then we crashed the game effectively. So we might get a little bit different RNG here, because I don't think the game saves the RNG table between turns. We killed 100 walkers over the end turn. We lost 100 infantry. Sorry for this being around 134. For those of you watching later. You can probably go back and see what we did on round 134 before. We got 13 decisions, lots of decisions. We completed our missile, completed deep core mining, motorized siege infantry got discovered. This we're just going to confirm.
Yes,
Policy speech. This is a different policy speech. So we're already getting differences from the RNG here. 64-0. Is that over here somewhere? Yeah, that's over here somewhere. I'm on board taking that. We'll take that.
Sir.
That wasn't what we did last time, but that's
Yes, sir.
there's a whole new set of 3 that it gave us. We did
Understood.
Gauss, and then we did water purification. I
Yes, sir.
if I got the money, I always accept the plans for democracy of doing democracy.
Sir, yes, sir.
Roger that.
We're not running mind or merit, so we
Sir,
say
yes,
no to
sir.
you. Diplomacy, we want to know
Sir,
the language
yes,
better. And then here we lead the
Sir,
flag.
yes, sir.
There we go, that's the turn. Professional troops are going to go and try to clear that pocket again. I suppose RNG could decide that we don't clear the pocket,
Do it now!
but I think we have it pretty secured. So last time we didn't have the commander die, so we had a commander die due to differences in the RNG. And then over on this front, resupplyment has started to come in. I'm going to take the other side of the line. We didn't have the best of results attacking the top right.
See you on the other side.
Yeah, that's better results.
Okie dokie.
The wildlife in that hex are actually decently strong. And here we're going to dump the colonists because we're short a bunch of
Sir,
workers.
yes, sir.
Even after dumping 1,000 in there, we're short 3,000 and 100 workers. Technically, the bug was not from scrap, or it was from scrapping in scrap mode, not, well, turning off scrap mode after we'd scrapped things. So I can probably get away with crafting the stratagems again. I'm not gonna bother. What else did we play? Wanting to basically do the same turn over again. Construction, truck station, rail station, proceeding at speed. Did I seal some roads? Differently. Yeah, I think we're done sealing roads, is what I worked out, yeah. Ah! I did unit upgrades. Yeah, we did unit upgrades. Oh, and replacements. Well, I didn't take as many casualties, so I don't have as many replacements, that's fair. Or did I take more casualties? Took more casualties. Mass upgrade, SHQ, rifle 4. I'm gonna save about 280 IP. So we can spend about 700 here.
Yes, sir.
And so we don't lose any more progress, so that's where we're gonna go ahead and put the turn roll over. Let's do some diplomacy I think I can get away with. Ah, that was the other thing we did. We tried to do some diplomacy. So we have a couple shadow diplomats. Director of Foreign Affairs.
Sir, yes, sir.
Advisor, advising the
Sir,
Director of
yes,
Foreign
sir.
Affairs. Minor. Offer protection on you.
Sir, yes, sir.
We failed. I think we even failed with the exact same roll. Got the political power. We didn't do it last time, but we'll do, we didn't get around
Sir,
to
yes, sir.
failing it last time. Do the Zane diplomat team. Yeah, I think that's what we're gonna run for the turn. Let's cycle that turn. And then, so we'll take a quick look at the VP. So this is where we're at. We're at 21.2% victory. If we get that to 50%, we are currently slated to win because, well, if we got it to 50 and no one else grew, we'd be winning. Oh, actually, the previous number 1 is now number 3. So there has been a little bit of shuffle in the people on this list. The previous number 1 was these guys over here, which were previously the guys who held these 2 ports. Oh, I may need to buy some food on the next turn. Okay, so that was a pretty decent trade. I know those things are pretty scary. So if we're trading 200 for 200, then that's a good trade. As atrocious as that sounds. We killed 300 walkers. Yeah, they're walkers. That's what's going on there, quality-wise. For 300 infantry. It's around 135. We have 10 decisions awaiting us. Distant Thunder. So I think that's our rockets completing. We've discovered heavy combat armor. Okay, so we basically discovered the next generation of infantry. We haven't even finished deploying the previous generation, so that's a good find.
Good morning.
Roger that.
Sir, yes, sir.
Affirmative. Yes, sir.
Our protocol requires more reserves to be sent to your contracted fleets. Okay.
Yes,
We'll just
sir.
make them happy. We want to know their language
Sir,
better.
yes, sir.
I don't need anything
Sir,
from
yes, sir.
you. Commander for the one that just died. Yeah, that's probably a decent commander for that.
Aye, aye, sir.
We do need more workers here, so we can throw some workers at the problem.
Sir, yes, sir.
No, I think we need actually... don't have a tank unit. I should probably raise a tank unit. Thinking about that. What's the probability that I can deploy an independent light tank battalion? Would actually deploy an independent light tank battalion. I think that will help out with what we're dealing with right now. Okay, we got full surround there. We'll see if this works.
Yes, sir. We're going in.
not enough action point effectiveness. We did get one of them destroyed. 2 of them still have readiness. We lost 12 subunits, although it was probably mostly militia that we lost. Yeah, mostly militia. Because most of those were actually the ones lost over the intern, so I think we lost like 2 professional soldiers in there. We lost mostly the militia run into the fight. What does the bottleneck look like? Bottleneck is still there. The rail upgrade only just completed. So hopefully it'll go away next turn. I do think it is time to make the roll for unification here.
Sir, yes, sir.
And we're just going to keep doing that. They're not necessarily in a rush to have it succeed, although succeeding would be nice. It'd give us much more population.
Sir, yes, sir. Sir, yes, sir.
Yes, sir.
Sir, yes, sir.
Ooh. Rolled a 1. Well, that was not a success. Was not a success.
Sir, yes, sir.
Oh, and I have just did a accepted a demand for more bureaucratic
Roger
offices.
that.
So you get a bureaucratic office, and you get a bureaucratic office.
Aye, aye, sir.
And food is... Did I not have enough to deliver? I don't think I had enough to deliver. Okay. Buy some food. Buy all the food they've got.
Yes, sir.
We'll see how construction looks over the end turn. I may... may queue up a farm upgrade. Yeah, may queue up a farm upgrade. Okay, we lost 300 infantry over the intern, and they were actually infantry 4s, so that was the current infantry, not the out-of-date ones. Run around 136, we got 8 decisions awaiting us. We kept our promise to conquer that place. We have discovered the Grenadier Infantry Army, so that's probably what I want to research next for the Staff Council. We got 8 decisions. Less than 300 hexes, we'll
Roger
accept.
that. Understood. Aye, aye, sir.
I don't want to customize anything yet.
Roger that. Understood.
I want to know
Sorry,
your language
yes,
better. Honestly,
Sir, yes,
we're
sir.
gonna stop paying them. They're these guys. They previously controlled this port. They obviously don't control that port anymore.
Going in.
There we go. Tank solved that problem real quick. Although they can't go in the marsh. So that's maybe as successful as we're going to be.
Sir, yes, sir.
Okay, so we've got a food deficit of like 600. I need to fix that instead of just letting the food continue to be a problem. Hydroponics expansion. We have about 300 food. We got the high-tech parts, we got the machine parts for it. Let's do that. Over there.
Understood.
And then over here, we've got the Agri-Dome. We'll expand the Agri-Dome one tier.
Yes, sir. Roger that, sir.
Yeah, we're in green supply, we're just supply bottlenecked. We're still supply bottlenecked. I would assume the rail station would be helping. And it probably is helping. And then we're mostly bottlenecked up in there. A little bit this way, which is probably... Well, that's not helping the food. Just 12, 13k food just sitting there waiting to ship back to the HQ. Because we've got a bottleneck on the rail. Yeah. Yeah, that about tracks. That's where our bottlenecking's coming from. Looks like. Got too much stuff shipping into the towns over here and the saturating the rail connection right about there. We're almost saturating the shipping connection. Although I'm not sure... we got penalties from unloading? Penalties from unloading. You don't have enough port points at the destination. So I need to improve the dock at that end as well. So port wants expansion. Rail probably wants another expansion.
Roger that.
The truck probably wants another expansion.
Roger that.
Yeah, that attack's not going in for the moment. These guys are going to shimmy to keep the whale from coming on land. And we got slow advancement down there. See how well the tanks advance into the marsh. Normally based on time, this is where I go ahead and put the part break in. We're going to go one more turn, just because we had to redo a turn. And we'll see if the prospecting or stuff continues adequately. Prospecting, nothing new. The mines at this point that could run out, or if they run out, just run out. right? Because accessibility 1 mines, when they're empty, they're empty. Good review, 21.4. Knowing what I know about the bottlenecks now, we're not going to try to unify with the people. Because that would just make the bottleneck issuing worse.
Sir, yes, sir. Sir, yes, sir.
Although we will try to do that offer protection on these guys over here.
Sir, yes, sir.
At this point, that might not be doable. This is one of the problems you can run into sometimes with fist-based builds. So they're pretty bad at diplomacy.
Aye, aye, sir. Aye, aye, sir.
We do have a demand to get reconnaissance, so that's why we're doing the spies, pulling spies.
Aye, aye, sir.
Okay, let's call that good for the moment. Then we'll cycle the turn. Okay, should be rolling around to us pretty quickly. We lost 3 on infantry over the end turn. We got 8 decisions on round 137. Industrial accident will be one of those decisions. We did get the recon for our quest, or demand there.
Yes, sir.
Sir, yes, sir.
Affirmative. Affirmative. Yes, sir. Affirmative.
Yeah, I should have just accepted this thing. Oh, the work happiness. Do we refuse their payment? Yeah, we'll refuse their payment. I'd rather have
Sir,
heart
yes,
than
sir.
mind right now. We're being blackmailed. This is the people I'd actually be okay with declaring war
Sir,
on,
yes,
so
sir.
we'll say no. we're waiting for ammunition to make its way over. I know the supply line's saturated. Did we have any delays on those constructions? Yes. One of the truck stations rolled a delay. Yeah, 3% shortage resulted in a half-turn delay. Okay. Agricultural Dome would have had a delay but rolled such that it didn't. So it's still set to finish at a turn. Then we had a delay on the port expansion, which makes sense since we didn't have enough workers there to get it being built. So if anything, that means I should deposit workers there. Assuming we have the shipping points to deliver them. But I don't, because there isn't enough workers to work the port. Yeah, the port costs too many workers to build. Don't necessarily appreciate the balance on that, but it is. Okay.
Requesting backup.
Can we get the tank involved? No. Tank is not able to do an attack into this marsh. Presumably due to the action point cost? Objective is 80 point action cost. Yeah, okay. I think the tank has a slight action point modifier on it. I'm gonna spend too much time looking in there trying to find the action point modifier. Oh yeah, plus 80%. So 80% on an 80% one means it just doesn't have enough. Okay, so these tanks aren't going to be able to go into the swamp, which is a little bit of a shame. Because these swamps... The tank would fix the problem if we were able to get the tank into that terrain. You still need workers, although you're getting a lot closer to better.
Sir, yes, sir.
One of the Twitch writers is saying it made a YouTube overview video going over all the subunits and highlighted the recon value of all the units that have higher than one. What are you talking about? So, on YouTube, I made a video, so eventually this will get uploaded to YouTube as well. Overview of subunits. So, in a unit, you have units are generally made up of various subunits. So units aren't always purely made up of one unit. So for example, this is a MG infantry battalion. So the unit's made up of infantry, so rifles, and a machine gun in this case. So these are the subunits. So different subunits have different stats, obviously. And for units, one of the stats units can have is base recon points. So by default, most of your units have a base recon point of 1. One of the examples of a unit that does not have a base recon point of 1 is the light tank here, which has better recon for light tanks mechanized quad MG. So instead of 1, it actually has 4. One of the better examples for a reconnaissance unit, for example, is these recon buggies. Have a recon, instead of a base of 1, have better recon for buggy, which is 7, so they have a base of 7 per subunit, making them about 7 times better than normal infantry. Recon buggies also have a pop divider, so normally, when you recruit a unit, it's 100 soldiers, so it's a unit of recruits per unit. If a unit has a pop divider, so for example, this one has a pop divider of 3, if I were to recruit 3 of these at once, I'd still only pay 100 soldiers. So that's what I'm talking about when I'm talking about base recon and pop dividers. And yeah, there's I did an overview video of all the subunits on YouTube. So if you go to the YouTube channel associated with this Twitch stream. So I stream live to Twitch and the username willcole, and I upload the streamed videos to the YouTube channel and the username willcole100. So I uploaded an overview video to YouTube. It's an edited video, so it wasn't streamed live. And of course, if the streamed live stuff stays up on Twitch for 14 days, and usually before it comes down off of Twitch, it will be uploaded to YouTube, so that there is a place where people can watch bits. Because some of these runs, for example, take longer than 14 days to complete. Okay, so I think that's the fighting we got down there. We did lose a bazooka, so I should replace one of the RPG units, subunits. Stop producing that, so that can be deployed by logistics. I assume we don't have a bottleneck down here. No, we fixed the bottlenecking on this end. Interesting. I'm surprised we're getting some bottlenecking in there, but although actually no, that's probably the unloading port. We're bottlenecking in here. It's annoying, but it is what it is. Okay, and we're far enough in the video. I think we're going to go ahead and probably be bringing this to a close. If you're watching on YouTube and you want any comments responded to while the video is live, or if you're watching on Twitch and you want any comments responded to while the video is live, now's probably a good time to leave them. I'm going to take a moment to respond to any of the comments I see when I'm done with this part here. Victory-wise, we are at first. I have to redo the math here. I don't think there's enough unclaimed anymore for us to win without fighting someone. Although I think there is still a little bit unclaimed, which makes sense because we've got these guys over here to take over. There are over here aliens, some non-aligned territory, and an unclaimed miner over here, which probably has some more population as well. Another 250,000. There's a third miner in here, which I don't know which type they are. Which will probably get claimed eventually. Food's going down, although we got that's proceeding construction speed. So if that finishes next turn, that and the hydroponics, we should be food positive. Okay. Construction, prospecting. I don't think there's anything else I'm missing. Oh, is there anything I want to do? We get any shot diplomats? No. In which case we know that's not going to be able to be rolled. Okay.
Aye, aye, sir.
Let's find out what type of people they are. What type of people you are.
Aye, aye, sir. Aye, aye, sir.
Do some spies there. Okay. And I think that's where we're going to go ahead and put this part to an end. If you're watching on YouTube, there probably will be another part up tomorrow, although it will be recorded in the next recording session. If you're watching on Twitch, let me bring up the streaming schedule for the next couple days. We're currently recording on a 3-game, 3-part, 3-night cycle, where we cycle between 3 different games. Tonight was Shadow Empire. Tomorrow will be Terra Invicta. Friday will be Panzer Corps 2, and we will be back to record Shadow Empire again on Saturday. And Saturday will be the last part, I think, where we're on the 3-game, 3-night, 3-part schedule. Sunday will, again, probably be Terra Invicta, because we probably won't be done with Terra Invicta tomorrow. But that will be the first day where we begin the transition back to a 4-part, 4-game, 4-night schedule. Basically, we'll run the 3 games we're currently running for 4 parts: Saturday, Monday, next Tuesday, and then we'll have a new game next Wednesday. Is the plan, unless we finish something up, which probably be Terra Invicta, but maybe that's a bit too quick. We're probably not going to get Terra Invicta done on Sunday. But that's the upcoming schedule. I hope everyone has been enjoying. If you want to comment or responded to, feel free to leave comments. I know YouTube is pretty good for asynchronous commenting. I don't know how that works on Twitch. Once again, a reminder, this is probably the last time to get comments responded to live on Twitch. I'm going to leave the stream up for a minute or two, after I end this recording for YouTube, just to respond to comments that I've missed, and to make sure that I'm not missing any comments. So with that, I'm going to go ahead and wish you all the best of luck and a good time until the next part and or the next stream. And with that, bye for now.